Banana flavoring. Just hearing those words probably triggers a specific memory. Maybe it's that weirdly chewy piece of Laffy Taffy you made a trade for during school lunch. Maybe it's the smell of a banana popsicle you tried once and never fully recovered from. Or maybe it's Circus Peanuts. No, really, we'll get there. The point is, banana is one of the most ubiquitous flavors in desserts and candy. So how come none of it actually tastes like bananas? Well, today we're breaking up the bunch to figure out why banana flavoring doesn't taste like bananas. Before we peel this thing open, don't forget to subscribe to the Weird History Food channel. Then leave a comment letting us know what other unusual flavors you'd like to hear about next. Okay, this story has everything except for real bananas. Picture this, you're chowing down on some banana runts and/or banana cream pies. But while you recognize the flavor as banana, chances are it doesn't taste anything like the banana you sliced onto your cereal this morning, or the one slowly rotting on your counter right now. And that's the great mystery. Why doesn't banana flavoring taste like bananas? To answer that, we have to go way back, past the 1950s, past the invention of banana cream pie, all the way back to the chemical history of flavor itself. Before there was banana flavoring, there was flavoring. Artificial fruit flavors have been around since the mid-1800s. These weren't just candy additives. These were science experiments in your mouth. In the early days, flavor chemists weren't replicating real fruits. They weren't swabbing mangoes or dissecting kiwis. They were taking basic organic compounds that happened to smell fruity and hoping that would translate into an appropriate flavor. Early artificial flavors were used in everything, from medicine to soda fountain concoctions. Picture a 19th century apothecary surrounded by tiny vials labeled fruit essence and cough tonic, and that's where artificial fruit flavoring was born. Soda counters would splash these fruit essences into fizzy drinks, turning cough syrup into something more enjoyable. Candy makers jumped in next. If they could add sugar to it, they could add fake fruit to it. And speaking of fake fruit, artificial banana flavoring was used in candy and medicine before bananas were even widely eaten in the US. In other words, America got fake bananas before they got real bananas. Back in the day, candy was about sugar delivery, not fruit authenticity. Hard candy, taffy, gumdrops, all designed to keep kids buzzing and dentists in business. Fruit flavoring was just the justification. It's strawberry! No, Susan, it's corn syrup with a dream. As artificial flavoring evolved, it became a quick fix for candy makers who wanted big flavors without seasonal fruits or expensive extracts. Real fruit was delicate and expensive. Artificial fruit was cheap, shelf-stable, and packed a punch. Were candies always artificially flavored? Not exactly. Some early sweets used real fruit juice, but the shelf life was awful and the taste wasn't consistent. You'd get one batch of cherry drops that tasted amazing, and the next that tasted like sadness or floor cleaner. Artificial flavoring fixed that. It created a new flavor universe, one where cherry meant sour, grape meant purple, and banana meant something. Nobody was sure what, but it was strong, and it was definitely yellow. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, top artificial flavors included wintergreen, which tasted like chewing gum and regret, clove, the universal sign of this cough drop hates you, root beer, licorice, peppermint, and of course the classics, cherry, grape, orange, and lemon. In the midst of all that normalcy, banana came in hot and weird. Banana flavor started showing up in confections in the mid to late 1800s. Around the same time, Americans were just getting introduced to the real fruit. But the candy outpaced the fruit because it was easier to make and ship a banana-flavored hard candy than it was to get an actual banana from the tropics to your town before it rotted into fruit soup. Banana candy took off fast, and the poster child for this strange, strong flavor? Runts. If you've ever held a handful of runts, you know the banana-shaped ones go first. They're iconic. They taste like being a kid, and maybe a little bit of glue, but they're unforgettable. Runts, made by Willy Wonka, helped cement banana flavor in the candy canon, along with other iconic treats like Laffy Taffy, banana pudding, banana popsicles, and of course, Circus Peanuts. No, you heard correctly. Circus Peanuts are marshmallow candies shaped like peanut, colored orange, and for some inexplicable reason are flavored like banana. They were first sold in the 1800s as penny candy, unwrapped like all of the best candies. In the springtime, they'd show up in candy candy shops and 5-and-dime stores. Kids went wild. So what's the deal with the banana flavor? Shouldn't it be something closer to peanut? Nobody's really sure how that happened. One theory involves a freak accident with banana oil. Another says it was just one of those spur-of-the-moment decisions that stuck. Whatever the reason, the flavor of Circus Peanuts somehow survived 2 world wars, the invention of modern packaging, and the rise of much better candy. As of the early 2000s, companies like Spangler were still making over 30,000 pounds of them a day, which raises the question, who is eating all these? Because no one is buying that amount of Circus Peanuts as a goof. Today, you can still find Circus Peanuts in gas stations, retro candy stops, and presumably, the circus. They remain one of the most confusing deployments of banana flavoring in history. Artificial banana flavor is based on a single chemical compound called isoamyl acetate. That's the molecule that makes your nose scream banana when you smell banana candy. It's also naturally found in actual bananas. Okay, here's the big twist. Banana flavoring doesn't taste wholly unlike bananas. It just doesn't taste like the ones you're eating right now, because the bananas you're eating right now aren't the same bananas we used to have. Enter the Gros Michel. Gros Michel, also known as Big Mike, was the king of bananas until the 1950s. Bigger, creamier, and richer in flavor than today's bananas, and as it turns out, much higher in isoamyl acetate. In other words, the old bananas tasted more banana-y than the acetate-deficient losers we currently have. They were basically banana concentrate in fruit form. But disaster struck. A fungal disease known as Panama disease wiped out the Gros Michel crops in the 1950s. It didn't make them totally extinct, but they were dwindled to the point where they can no longer be mass-produced. So you can still buy them, you just have to know a guy. The fall of Gros Michel cleared the way for Cavendish, a milder, less flavorful banana that was disease-resistant and easier to ship, and it became the new global standard. It's the banana you know, the one that turns brown almost immediately, despite you buying it with the best intentions. So that banana flavor you're tasting in candy, it's not wrong. It's just a time capsule. It tastes more like the bananas your great-great-grandparents ate. Some scientists even call it a kind of heirloom artificial flavor. Cheap, simple, and stuck in time. Like your first car. So why not just use real bananas? Good question. Here's the thing. Real bananas are kind of a pain in the butt. They're soft, and they spoil fast. They don't cook well in large batches. And they bring along a bunch of other flavor compounds that don't play well with candy making. So trust us when we say you don't actually want real bananas in your banana treats. But isoamyl acetate is stable, cheap, smells like fruit, and gets the job done. Back in the early days of synthetic chemistry, flavorists weren't trying to recreate a fruit exactly. They were looking for recognizable impressions. You didn't need to trick the tongue, you just needed to spark the memory. So instead of chasing the complex chemistry of real bananas, they picked one compound that hit hard and stuck with it. Think of it like an impressionist painting. Not an exact replica, but close enough to get the idea. So where does banana stand today in the world of flavors? In real fruit rankings, bananas are still a superstar, one of the most consumed fruits globally. In the United States alone, the average person eats over 27 pounds of banana a year. That's a lot of potassium. Banana is holding strong in desserts as well. Banana cream pie still puts up big numbers. Banana pudding with Nilla wafers is a Southern institution. Banana bread had a moment during lockdown and may never go out of style. Some people even freeze bananas and blend them into a cold puree to make banana ice cream, which doesn't sound half bad. However, in the world of candy, banana is a more divisive flavor. Some love it, some hate it. Some will fight you over the last banana runt in the bowl. But it's not fake banana, it's merely a banana out of time, one that nearly went extinct. Next time you unwrap a banana Laffy Taffy or pop a yellow runt, you're not just eating candy, you're tasting history, which, if we're being honest, tastes a little like Circus Peanuts. So what do you think? Are you a fan of banana flavoring? Or do you prefer the real thing? Let us know in the comments below, and while you're at it, check out some of these other weird history food videos.